Okay, namaste everyone. Hello, hi my friend, how are you? Thank you for this opportunity and thank you for that beautiful introduction, children. I'm going to share with you something which is very personal and a story which could be useful for all of you. But let me check, if you permit me to check, how many of you are parents here? 90% of the room. How many of you are sending your kids to something like yoga or balvikas or chanting? Okay, a few of you. Last question. How many of you were sent to some balvikas, yoga, hatha by your parents? Okay, almost 80% of you. Thank you very much for that. The story I'm going to share with you is of a little boy. A little boy, an Indian boy, and you know the culture in India that we all have to go to some kind of classes. So this person used to go to chanting, bhakti, and he used to do all those bhajans. And the question he used to ask his parents, Dad, why is I'm doing this? And his dad would say, no, we don't question that. That's disrespecting God. He would be sent to meditation and sitting in silence. And then he would ask, why am I meditating? And then his mom would say, no, we don't say that quiet. Have you experienced something like that? This thing went on with this child, this boy, little boy, and he was confused. But he followed all the practices because if he did not, Indian parents are not the most easy parents. You know what would happen, right? So everyone is smiling. All the kids know what would happen if we don't follow the instructions. And it went on and on. It was all okay. He would follow, the parents would be happy. But then something changed. He was sent to university. Now he's not living with the parents anymore. He's going and living in a hostel, in a boarding school. The problem over there is that he doesn't have any pressure. He doesn't have any need to follow any discipline. Parents, one day your child is going to leave you. One day he's going to be on his own, independent. Will he follow what you're teaching him? And here's what happened with this child. This child went to the boarding school, and 1 or 2 days he tried doing it, and then his friends, why are you doing that? You know, stop that. What is that prayer in the morning? What's that chanting you're doing? You don't have to do that. And this guy started losing it. He started losing that mechanical habit which was inculcated from so many years, went away in just a few days. Have you seen those kind of kids? Were you one of those kids which were actually practicing for many years and suddenly you stopped practicing? Don't answer. Ask yourself, are you one of those, that kid, that boy, that girl who was practicing yoga, bhakti, hatha, meditation, and today you're doing none of that? Think, reflect on that. And let's go back to the story. So this child finished his university, got a good credential, got a great job. Now life struck him. What happened? Life struck him with job, jealousy, envy, stress, depression, frustration. Familiar words in Hong Kong? Everyone is smiling. This is what happened to him. And then he started having thoughts of something really fatal, suicides. And then something happened to him. A beautiful realization came to him that education, whatever he learned in school and university, he did that. And obviously he went to international schools, right? Like most of the kids. He went to the Western school, the English school, and he learned all of that. Then what went wrong? He could not understand. And then suddenly a realization came that he could not understand because he missed a class in school. He missed a class in school which is about life. There are two kinds of education, my friends, two kinds of education. There's an education to make a living. But there's an education which is about making a life. Did you attend that class? That boy went to the class for chemistry, physics, geology, everything like that. But he did not go to the class of life. What is the class of life? How many of you know the science of the body? How many of you know the science of the mind? Hands up. Anyone? How many of you know the science of relationships? And then you blame that lady that wife, that husband, she's the problem. But are we educated in the science of relationships? Are we educated in the science of the mind? And he started going. That boy started going, learning this education. He went to masters, he went to different retreats, different ashrams, different gurus, and he started learning the education of life. And after 5 years, suddenly the dots connected. Everything started becoming better. He started having more contentment, more fulfillment, more satisfaction. And things started becoming beautiful. But the most important thing, he started making more money in life. Who was this boy? How do I know this story so well? Because that boy is this grown-up man standing in front of you. That boy is this man who actually, I call my story the story of Unglimal to Valmiki. That man changed. Do you want the secret formula? Do you want the secret formula? What happened for that 5 years? What changed? Come on, show me your hands. Do you want that formula? Thank you. 5 things happened. 5 yogas came in my life. What are these 5 yogas? Most of you have heard the yoga called Hatha yoga, but there's even more 4. And I'm not saying that. It is there in the Gita, prescribed by none other than Krishna. What are the 5 yogas? The first one is the Hatha yoga. Do you know the meaning of Hatha? Anyone in the crowd? What is the meaning of Hatha? Normally people think it's hot, rigid, right? It's not that. Ha and Tha. It's sun and moon. It's balancing those energies which reside inside of you. And when you learn to balance those energies, suddenly the physical energy expands and you can do things which is even young people can't do. That is the first type of yoga you must incorporate in your life. What is the second kind of yoga? The mind, Raja Yoga. Anyone practicing meditation in the room? Meditation. Few of you. What do you do for the mind? Is there anything you do for the mind? And if you're not, then there could be problems, because the mind and the body are 2 different elements. In yoga, we have a beautiful saying. The whole of the body is in the mind, but the whole of the mind is not in the body. The power of the mind is 100 times more than the body. And where did I learn that yoga? I learned with BKs, Brahmakumaris, Raja Yoga. Any BKs in the room? Yes, quite a few. To me, and again, I'm not saying go to BKs, but what I am saying, do some kind of meditation. If you don't, you're going to have breakdowns. And think about it, you have some form of breakdowns. Anyone who did not get irritated or angry today the whole day? One person, one child did not get irritated and angry the whole day. And if you are getting irritated and angry, you don't control your mind. You're not the master. The mind is the master. That's the second kind of yoga, Raja Yoga. The third yoga, what is the third yoga? Is the science of compassion, service, karma yoga. Everything you get in this world, in this life, is because someone gives it to you. We are not independent people, we are interdependent people. We interdepend on others, we interdepend on the bosses, on the society, on people. And if you don't practice the science of compassion, karma yoga, problems will come to your life. That is karma yoga. The whole Christian philosophy is based on nothing but karma yoga, the third type of yoga. What is the fourth yoga? When you work in society, when you work in places which you don't know, you have to acquire things. That is called knowledge, wisdom, jnana yoga. The fourth type of yoga. But what a lot of people don't know is jnana yoga is 2 types. 2 types, my friend. There's external knowledge and there's internal knowledge. Anyone is working on building their internal knowledge? Anyone writing a journal in the room? One person, thank you, sir. Anyone writes a journal every day? There are 2 kind of yogas. In Jnana Yoga, there's external and there's internal. Now, external knowledge is acquired from school, but internal knowledge comes from within, self-awareness. You need to know who you are. And if you don't know who you are, the decisions you're going to make is going to be not right. What is that? If you're a person who loves meeting people and you get up a job which is more of sitting on the desk all day long, you're going to be forever frustrated. Do you know who you are? And one of the best techniques to find who you are is writing a journal. My friends, write a journal every day. The fourth type of yoga. The final and the most important, and personally I found it the most difficult, is the yoga of bhakti. My guru, Swami Niranjan Anand, who was given the Padma Bhushan award by the government of India, the Prime Minister Modi, recently, he calls it the yoga of emotions. If you practice bhakti, emotions flow. Any one of you experienced tears rolling down your cheek when you were chanting or doing bhajans? A few of you. That is connection. Most of us do bhakti mechanically. And if you're doing bhakti mechanically, it's not bhakti. The greatest example in the history is Mirabai. That is the yoga of emotions. Coming back, my final message to you is that this child, when he started practicing and integrating these 5 yogas in his life, success, work, fulfillment, happiness, energy, everything increased. I can tell you today I do more work than I used to do 10 years back. Today I help more people than I ever helped in my whole lifetime. And everything is changed. And if this thing can change for me, so it can for you. So my final passing message for you is, closing message for all of you, my friends, is incorporate, integrate these 5 yogas in your life, and success, holistic success will be part of your life. Thank you very much.